Yes, guys, and welcome to the first ever episode, the prologue, you could say, of this brand new show called Talking Ball. And there's only one man for this, my bro Rory.
Mm.
You know, he knows his stuff, people. So we're trying to do this every single week if we can. But yeah, new show, guys. Show it some support. Make sure you sub to Rory. But yeah, Rory, man, good to see you, bro. How you been doing, bro?
Yeah, I've been doing all right. Yourself?
Yeah, no, not too bad. Even though I had to play football, right, in the pissing down the rain, man, it was a nightmare. It was freezing. But other than that, I'm all good, bro. But basically, guys, the topics are down there. You can see we're going to talk about. We're going to start with Arsenal because there's a few pieces of news that I want to get Rory's thoughts on, which just came out as well. Of course, Tottenham as well, Chelsea, and we're going to also dive into a few other leagues as well if we have time at the end. So yeah, let's get started, guys. Hit like buttons up as always. And yeah, I want to start with obviously us Arsenal fans because news just came out with our manager Mikel Arteta. Fabrizio has indeed tweeted it out, and he said this is from the FA statement. Mikel Arteta has been charged with a breach of FA rule E31, whatever that is. It happens following the comments that he made in the media interviews after Arsenal's Premier League game against Newcastle United on Saturday, the 4th of November. If you guys don't obviously didn't watch him, he went in and he said how he is. He said how he is, and I 100% stand by him, for saying that. He said it was embarrassing what happened and the goal and how the goal, stood. And mate, for me, I stand by him. But yeah, Rory, what's your whole thoughts on him getting charged, man?
Well, the moment I open my mouth about this, it's like everybody's just going to come for me. Oh, you're still crying about it? No, it's the fact they've taken 2 fucking weeks, and this is all they've come up with: a fine from our manager and audio that apparently was correct according to other rival fans. But cool. They couldn't see a blatant push on Gabriel. 2 hands doesn't warrant a foul. So yeah, don't worry about it. It's just absolute crock shit, mate. It really is. I really don't get the fact the PGMOL dish out apologies literally week in, week out, yet they have the right to then fine managers for having an opinion which is correct. So I don't know what's going on. I think these were the PGMOL quotes that came out. So it is alleged that his comments constitute misconduct and are insulting towards match officials and could be detrimental to the game. Mate, we are sick and tired of our sport getting insulted by shitty, incompetent refereeing. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's not good enough at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot that you can touch on. We know how poor it is. We know how poor the consistency is as well. Like the Haaland penalty the other day. I know we'll get on to Chelsea in a minute, but still, Haaland got a penalty for a similar foul. You could argue the same with Burnley at the weekend, where Burnley scored an own goal and then it got chalked off because Saka barely touched the guy because he was, of course, going for a challenge. I mean, it's just redonkulous at the moment, and I can't wait until this technology is officially binned out of the sport, because although we know already that the problem isn't VAR, it's the officials that are running it. But for the offside, they didn't have any conclusive angle to show, which is BS, by the way. How can you not have a conclusive offside angle to decide like what an offside is?
Did you see the audio, by the way, which they released as well?
Yeah, ridiculous. They couldn't see any force in the foul whatsoever. I mean, I don't think that was the actual words, but it was something along the lines of that. And I'm like, what do they actually check? What do they actually check, these fools? Do they open packs on FC24? Do they take breaks every 5 minutes? What do they actually do? Right? And you know what? I didn't even have a go at Klopp for wanting a replay against Tottenham. Yes, it's a bit over the top, but at the end of the day, he's speaking the truth, right? The fact also, Mikel Arteta is the only manager that's been fined for this. I believe the Brighton manager, Roberto De Zerbi, came out in public and said, I hate 80% of these English referees, but where's the fine for him?
Yeah.
How many
It's a job.
times have we been fined for celebrating, right? Confronting the referee because of a decision? It's actually beyond laughable at the moment. And yeah, for me, back onto the whole VAR situation, the offside, for once, in that passage of play, the guy on VAR didn't actually cock up because it's not his fault that the technology hasn't got a conclusive angle for the offside. So I don't know. The technology is terrible, but the guys that are running it are just twice as worse. And I'm sick and tired of it. I really am. And, you know, sooner it goes, the better, because it's just ruining the sport at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, 100% agree with you there, my friend. And yeah, as for me, as I said, guys, I 100% make Arteta right for his comments. I think the whole fan base is behind our manager, of course, based on this, because man just went out there and spoke facts and just said it how it was. And yeah, so but that's what happens, you know, when you, and as already said, I mean, De Zerbi, yeah, makes similar comments and gets nothing. So there we go in it. There we go. But
Yeah, it's lunacy, mate. And funny enough, when Arteta was actually the assistant manager for Pep at Man City, did you see him getting fined or anything? Like, it just shows that it just so happens that it's always at Arsenal. And again, like I said, I'm sick of it. I really am.
yeah,
And again, sooner it goes, the better. And I guess maybe you keep the technology, but the sooner these referees go, then it feels like that grey cloud has finally been lifted. Because my God, the amount of flipping hypocrisy we've had to deal with in the not just us, but all 20 teams. Like, how many times have they robbed Wolves, Liverpool? Like, us and Liverpool have had similar seasons. We've lost one game, drawn three, and won the same amount of games as well.
yeah.
And roughly the same goal difference. So I don't know, but because they are all mates, they're going to get away with it.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Just sticking on Arsenal, obviously another person who sort of came out and said it how it was literally went in. I'm sure you've seen it. Was Aaron Ramsdale's dad. Yeah, he went on the Highbury squad podcast thing, and yeah, he came in, said that they wasn't happy, about Ramsdale and how he's been treated after signing a new contract, and they brought in a new goalkeeper in Raya. Look, part of me thinks he does, I do see where his dad's coming from. It's his son. He's playing for us football club. He wants to see, of course, his son play. And Ramsdale was a big part of why, we were in a title race last season. Why we were in a title challenge. He was a big part of why we got Champions League qualification. So I understand where his dad's coming from, in that sense. But what's your whole thoughts on Ramsdale's dad, coming out? Should he have really said that in public? Do you think?
No, absolutely not. Because last time I checked, last season, when Matt Turner was number 2, didn't see his parents come out in public and complain. Yeah. And that guy is actually number 1 for USA. And I know Gareth Southgate's the manager, and you know he has his favourites, but Turner is USA's number one, and I didn't see any of his parents complain one bit about him being number two. Right at the moment, I think Ramsdale's going through a lot more than his dad at the moment.
Mm,
So I don't think his dad has got the right to come out and say publicly about the whole rotation.
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when we come back from the international break, what are the players going to think of Ramsdale?
Yeah, it's gonna be
He's going
awkward,
to be put
bro.
on, he's going to be put on the Vieira and Havertz table in the canteen at lunchtime.
Mate, that's
Like
true to be fair, man.
you've got to feel bad for him, but at the same time, for your parents to stick up for you on like how much money is he on at this football club? He's on like 150
120.
grand a
Oh,
week.
is it 150? I thought it was
But
120.
120,
Oh, 120, yeah.
I think it is 120 to be fair.
Yeah.
120 to be precise. He is on. Yet his parents have come out publicly, complained. Like it's ridiculous. Um, Ramsdale's gone through relegation after relegation, and at the end of the day, football is a ruthless sport. It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows.
Mm.
You've got to fight for your spot, and if you're not working hard in training, then either request a move or fight for your spot. I'm sure it's not hard, Aaron. Come on, and I'm sure in 2 weeks' time, Ramsdale is going to be starting against Brentford, so he has an opportunity anyway to prove himself. So why on earth has he sent his dad over to have a go at the manager here?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like he should have never came out and said it publicly. Like as you said, man, it's gonna be as you said, you make a great point. It's gonna be very awkward. When Ramsdale comes back, after the international break, all the players and all that, it's gonna be so awkward after seeing, his dad came out and say that, and actually, man went in, bro. Man went in on tear and everything. So, um, but yeah, look, with Ramsdale, if he gets to the point and I just realized I remember that as well because Ryan can't play against Brentford, can he? He's because he's loaned, right?
no,
So he's not allowed to play against Brentford. So that's his chance, really, Ramsdale.
yeah,
And he's definitely got to take that. But if he gets to the same position in say January, do you think say we see Ryan number one, that's what it looks like, right? Do you think Ramsdale, should move on?
we may need a new goalkeeper if that's the case, because I
Yeah,
think Raya that loan deal will get activated in January, won't it?
yeah, it will.
Because like if he plays a certain amount of games, then that is going to get activated in January. I don't think he's going to leave in January. This guy has signed a 4-year contract, for God's sake.
That's
A
true.
4-year contract. Only this summer, by the way. It wasn't like 2 seasons ago. It was this summer he signed a new contract. And we were fine anyway with 2 goalkeepers in Ramsdale and Matt Turner. That was fine. I don't know. I mean, if Ramsdale wants to move on, move on in it. Right? I'm not this guy that's always well, maybe other than Granit Xhaka, obviously, because at the moment I think we are missing him. But if we have players like that who are sending their parents over to publicly talk about the whole goalkeeping situation, then just move on, innit? Like, what's the point of having players at this football club that are only caring about picking up their paychecks? So I don't know. It is a weird one, and Ramsdale definitely did not deserve this. But at the end of the day, it's football, and I do hope he does pick the first option. That is to fight for his spot because he's got to now, and he's still got potential. I mean, if he goes to Chelsea, that'll break me. I can't lie.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, look, it's a tough one for me, and talking say if that's the worst that could happen, and because of course we want him to stay as well. Like I do want him to stay. I do, I do rate Ramsdale. I think he was a very
Yeah, of course.
uh great goalkeeper last season for us. And I know there's a few occasions. I know the game against Southampton when he made a mistake, but he also saved us. I mean, that I always say the game against Anfield was a big reason. Well, anyone could have really won it, look at the chance towards the end that we had. But what I'm saying is like he made some crucial and some vital saves in that game, against Liverpool. So yeah, I rate
Yeah.
Ramsdale. I
I mean,
also
other
rate
than
Ryan.
Southampton, he didn't really do a whole lot wrong,
Yeah,
don't you
exactly.
reckon?
No, I agree. I
Maybe
agree. I
West
think,
Ham.
yeah, but I don't understand it now with this fan base, half this fan base, and the hate that Rams I was getting now. It's for me. I don't understand it. Yeah, because I thought he was fantastic for us last season, right? And even at the start of the season, was he even that bad for us at the start of the season? I don't think he was.
No.
So
I mean, the Fulham goal wasn't entirely his fault.
yeah, there we
I
go.
was telling you that you can't really blame him
There you go.
because A, it was a poor pass from Saka that put us under that pressure in the first place, and two, we had no right back in that situation because he was in midfield. It was Partey at right back. Don't forget that. So
Mhm.
I don't think you can blame Ramsdale entirely for that goal. Um, I know we weren't keeping clean sheets at home, but at the end of the day, maybe that was something to do with the defence after all, allowing shots to come in. And this season, we've steadied it up a little bit. So I don't know. It's I wouldn't say it's interesting because like I don't like seeing players dropped because I want them to prove me wrong, but it's just not looking good at all. It honestly feels like the moment Ramsdale signed for Arsenal, where it was all doom and gloom. Why have we signed this
Mm.
guy? And obviously, throughout his career, we've all loved him. Now it's back to doom and gloom. It's just a shame, really, because he's been a very consistent goalkeeper for us. But it's just the way things are at the moment. And every time we do buy in a new goalkeeper, it just doesn't make sense, right? We
Mm.
bought in a goalkeeper on loan, and he's our number one. I know that will automatically turn permanent. I'm sure of it. But he's on loan. He's not even our player, yet he's become our number one straight away. I mean, I
You know,
don't know.
this reminds me of literally the whole. You remember when we bought Ramsdale in the first place,
Yeah,
and when, obviously we had Burn Leno, and he played the first 3 games of the season, and he got dropped out completely. And then look what happened to Leno. He ended up leaving and going to Fulham. That's one of the things I mentioned when we first signed him. I was like, could we see a similar situation with Ramsdale in the end? And it is, although I don't want it to happen, it is looking that
yeah,
way at the moment.
yeah. But the thing is, Ramsdale didn't have a whole lot of pressure when he came in because
Mm.
we lost three on the bounce, conceded 9 goals. Leno automatically got replaced by Ramsdale. I felt like Ramsdale wasn't playing under much pressure. Now, title challenging Arsenal bought in another goalkeeper, sorry, in David Raya, and now the pressure is actually raised because we are challenging for a league title, and I think Raya is feeling that as well. So I think there is a huge grey area between the Leno and Ramsdale situation comparison to Raya and Ramsdale at the moment. I mean, it's the same with I believe it was Chesney and Ospina. I think
Yeah,
Ospina took number one, and then no, sorry, no, it was Chesney before that, and then Ospina took the number one position. Czech came in, he then took Ospina's number one spot. Leno came in, he took Czech's spot.
yeah.
So swings and roundabouts at the moment, and as I said, I keep banging on about this. Like, we shouldn't have bought in two goalkeepers in the first place. I do like competition. I want competition in every position, but it's the position we don't need to strengthen. Right? Like, out of all of the positions we need to address, like the striker and the midfield spot, we haven't properly replaced Granit Xhaka. Yeah, like let's be real about it, we haven't. Havertz, is more of a false nine, isn't he? But he's not a striker. I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but he plays better as a false nine, but not as an out and out striker because man's got 50p head. So
Yeah.
yeah, look, I really hope this flips around on Raya this time, and obviously I want Raya to succeed, and I'm going to back him as much as I can. But I hope this Ramsdale situation gets addressed, because if it doesn't, then we are losing one of our leaders. Like we've lost one of them in Granit Xhaka, and well, Arteta's leader in Xhaka, and then Ramsdale, who brings a lot of energy in the dressing room, can tell you that for a fact, is gone as well. So who are going to have? Rice, Jorginho. I mean, Jorginho's not going to be
That's another
here
one.
next
Yeah.
season. But that's what I'm predicting. I don't think Jorginho's going to be here next season. El Nene isn't going to be here. I mean, knowing Arsenal, we will give him a new contract.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Gabriel. Like, we're not going to have many leaders in this team anymore. So as I said, I really hope Ramsdale does fix up and actually realise football is a ruthless sport, and you've just got to earn your place. You're not giving it straight away, unlike David Raya. Right? If you want rotation, then go for it. But he hasn't. Like
Yeah.
this is why I've criticised Arteta, because he's practically lied to the fan base. Because he wanted to bring Raya in for rotation. No, just admit you wanted Raya to play as your number one because you saw something in Ramsdale that you just didn't like. So,
I mean, talking about if I said it, worst comes to worst, Ramsdale does leave. We have to go and get another goalkeeper, of course, because if we otherwise it'll be Carl Hein. I don't know. I've been looking at a few. I don't know if you got any names. Say if it did happen, but I know what Luca said. Big up Luca. He said Jan All-Black, and I know you made a whole short on him. Like he's never going to settle for number 2, mate. You know what I mean?
No.
What about someone like Nick Pope though from Newcastle?
I don't think he's been great this season. I think he's similar in a sense to Ramsdale. Man can't catch from crosses. Like you saw when Newcastle played Wolves the other day, right, where he came for a cross completely unattended and he didn't catch the ball, and then they scored from it. So, look, I don't think Pope has been anywhere near the same level as he was last season, if I'm being completely honest. But
I mean,
who
else for you is out there then who you think will be a perfect replacement?
If we're talking the highest level, it's going to have to be. Sorry, I can't say his name to save my life, but
the AC Milan goalkeeper. Yeah, the AC Milan goalkeeper. Yeah,
I was going to say him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe him. But how much is he going to be worth? 70, 80 million?
Yeah, quite a lot, man. Yeah, quite a lot.
Like, I don't know. Like, if we're not challenging for league titles, then I'm not too sure whether we're going to be able to attract players like that. So,
yeah, agreed.
Got to act quickly.
Right, just staying on Arsenal, we're going to talk about a bit of transfer news. I'm sure you've heard the main story about Ruben Neves.
Yeah.
That's the main player we are looking at. He recently has joined Saudi Arabia, but we're going to get a loan deal. We're looking to get a loan deal for him in January. Personally, I'm a big fan of Ruben Neves. I think he's obviously Prem proven, as we know. We saw him play for Wolves. Very, very good player. Is an absolute set piece specialist as well. And I really do like the idea of signing him on a loan deal as well, especially with Partey being injured. But what do you think about Ruben Neves, bro?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Neves. Like, ever since Wolves got promoted, I've always kept my eye on him. Like, yeah, this guy is the real deal at Wolves. I feel like whenever he played well, Wolves looked like a threat. He was their heartbeat in the midfield. And you know what? On a 6-month loan deal, or just a loan deal until the end of the year, I would take that. Although what I will say is we'll need 2 players minimum in the midfield area, regardless in the summer. Because as I said, Jorginho is going to be leaving. El Neni, I mean, his future is up to debate. So, look, the lad's only 26. I thought he was older than that.
Yeah, same.
And I don't think he'll be necessarily expensive either. I think we can get him for peanuts. It's just the wages. Are we willing to pay the wages Ruben Neves has been given at Saudi Arabia? Because we all know going to Saudi Arabia, they give you sacks of money. So I don't know. I feel like this will be a smart move for Arsenal. I think Neves and Tony this January would be ideal. If we set up with a midfield of Declan Rice, Ruben Neves, and Odegaard, I think that can be good enough. I see players like Zubimendi getting thrown around, and I'm like, yeah, baller. But at the same time, is he what we need? Do we need any more defensive reinforcements? I don't think so. So I think Ruben Neves will be perfect to slot into that number 8 role. And you can also play CDM. So he is versatile in that midfield area. And who knows, we could actually push him a little forward as well. So this will be a perfect. It's just at the end of the day. And did my screen just refresh?
Wait, you good?
Did my screen just refresh? Yeah, I think I'm
No,
all good now.
yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. I can't remember where I was.
Mate, you was talking about mate, where were you?
I'll take Ruben Neves until the end of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then you said about his wages being, you know,
Oh
that
yeah,
being
his wages are going to be an issue, but in the Premier League he wasn't on high wages really, so I think we can get him for cheap as chips really. I really do, and as I said, Zubimendi is a shout, but I don't know. The lad is still young, I believe. I feel like we do need that Premier League pedigree, and Ruben Neves has played in Europe as well with Wolves, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah.
I think this would be a perfect signing for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I really do, for 6 months at least, to help us out for the rest of the season, because we needed that sort of player 2 transfer windows ago. No, not 2 transfer windows ago. 3 transfer windows ago in January, where we signed no one, and that effectively cost us in the top 4 race. We needed someone like that to come in and potentially help us. Like Trossard last January wasn't a world-class signing, right? Decent money, and of course he's turned out to be a great player for us. But we needed that sort of, I don't know, statement sign. Like Ivan Toney would be a statement, because that is a position we need to address. But midfield at the moment is an issue. I don't think we have that much depth there. And look, if we don't sign a striker at least in January, then this is the most suicidal transfer window I've seen in Arsenal history.
Facts.
So I don't know about you. I think we desperately do need a striker to
100%.
bolster up those striking options, because we can't afford to have Eddie Nketiah backing up Jesus. Right, you have Jesus or Tony as your strikers from January onwards. Like, I think that's who we need. And then Nketiah, he can stick around as a squad player. I'm not saying get rid of him, but he can't start as our our main striker. If he starts, then you're bringing on basically the same prolific striker. Like Jesus is what 5'8", and Ketia offers, I wouldn't say the same, but same athletic wise. Sorry. So look, Ivan Toney's got to be the main priority, although there is
Yeah.
more options out there, better. But at the moment, he is a no-brainer, and it's a matter of it's a matter of when. Sorry, whether they're going to be willing to sell Ivan Toney, because they're going to get him back in January. They are going to get him back in January,
Yeah,
and
they will. Yeah.
Brentford, I'm sure, are going to be challenging mid-table again, and they're going to be willing to shoot up the Premier League table. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, what happens this January, because we're linked with a whole host of players at the moment. But that's Arsenal.
Douglas Luiz is another one as well. That have been a very for me.
Yeah,
I'd take him, but we need more, in my opinion.
I mean, if we signed him and a Ruben Neves, then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But if it was just him to replace Partey, then I'll not take that in whatsoever.
No, yeah. Look, I think Seb made this point on the podcast. He said about, and I actually never knew this, but because we spent so much money recently, we're obviously on the whole FFP watch, right? But for me, right, this January is massive for us. We have to go and spend more. We have to spend quite a bit of money again in January. But then I look at it as well. I think that's why doing a loan deal for someone like Neves in the midfield would be the perfect option. Because Villa, say we wanted Douglas Luiz. I heard Villa want about 50 mil for the guy. Come on, do we have to go and spend 50 mil for Douglas Luiz? Look, we know we need him in midfield. As you said, the main striker is the main priority. Obviously, I'll also even go further to say that we need another winner to back up Saka. But I think that's not the main priority. The main priority for me, as you said, it's got to be the striker, and after that, the midfielder. But yeah, I mean, this whole FFP stuff, man. I don't know what's happened to my voice. It's fucking gone. Give me 1 second, man. Let me just.
Oh,
is that good? Are we back? We're back.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. My voice just went into fucking whatever mode. But
it's turned German.
Yeah, German again. Yeah. But as I was saying, like, I think strikers, the main priority for us in January, and then the midfielder. I think we all know the dream midfielder for me has always been Tchouaméni from Real Madrid. But again, I reckon they want about 100 million for the guy. I'll be honest, man.
I don't know, because obviously I've seen reports recently that Real Madrid might not actually go back in for Mbappe. But who knows? Like, anything can happen in a transfer window at the end of the day. I feel like at some point Real Madrid might have to bite the bullet and sell a couple of players. And Tchouaméni, great midfielder, and he is Real Madrid standard. He can't get into that team. Camavinga, Kroos, Modric, even Ceballos is ahead of him, I'm pretty sure. So that's like 5 or 6 midfielders ahead of him already. So Real Madrid are going to have to cash in at some point on some of their players. And I think Tchouaméni is going to be one of them. So why not? I don't think it's going to happen in January. It may be another Camavinga situation where we were linked with him and then it was just all false in the end. So I really hope we do get him. I think he'll be a perfect Thomas Partey replacement, a younger version of Thomas Partey. And at the end of the day, that would elevate us, like, for real. Declan Rice has already proved himself that he can elevate us to the next level. But I think we need someone alongside him. If we sign someone like Tchouaméni, then that will make Declan Rice, what's the term? What's someone looking for?
Elevated even more.
Yeah, elevate him even more. That's the term I'm looking for. So, yeah, he'll be a perfect signing. But if Ruben Neves comes in, I won't complain. Although it's not a signing that will get me excited. It may be um, a similar mood to the Jorginho signing. Yeah, decent for squad depth, and I guess can play games every now and again. But we need that statement signing that is going to elevate us and get us excited again. Declan Rice in the summer was a prime example, and I think Ivan Toney will do that because he's going to cost around 70 to 80 million. But apparently Arsenal are not willing to pay that money, so that's great.
Yeah. Look, my voice is going again, people. I don't know what's going on today. But yeah, 100% agree with what you're saying there, bro. For me, Tchouaméni is a dream, and hopefully we do end up getting that guy. Because yeah, I agree, he'd be 100% the younger version of Thomas Partey. That is a great way to put it. But let's move on now to our biggest rivals. It's the history of Tottenham, as Healy once said. But yeah, Tottenham. What happens to them, bro? I mean, 2 games on the bounce now. There's all getting on the hype train. When Postecoglou was getting a few manager months in a row, it's calling him, Big Ange and all that stuff. Big Ange, masterclass and all that. But 2 games now, and the irony of it, right, was that Chelsea game for me, because we all knew at a certain stage this would happen because it's Tottenham number 1. But we all knew as well with the players they had in their squad, the likes of James Maddison. One injury to James Maddison, they're finished.
Yep, and Van der Ven.
Van der Ven as well
was the main problem.
There we go. And look what happened in the Chelsea game. Yeah, they started off really well, which they've been doing, to be fair, this season. So that's the only credit I will give them. But then it all started to crumble for them. Started crumbling for them, and then of course they had to rotate their squad massively because they got 2 players sent off. You had that fan channel say, "Oh, Romero's better than who was it? Saliba." Yeah, Romero's better than Saliba. I mean, turn it in. Like,
I think it was on Football Terrace's channel as well.
Yeah. I did recognize him, to be fair. So he's obviously chatting waffle, but yeah. Look, and then obviously they had to rotate their squad against Wolves and ended up absolutely bottling that as well, going 1-0 up. And then Wolves, big up to Wolves. What a goal from what's his name? Is that Zarabia, the former PSG player, and I think and then Lima. Yeah, is that his name? Zarabia, or I can't pronounce his name properly, bro. I swear.
Wait.
He's the same guy who played for PSG and Sporting Lisbon and was in the World Cup for Spain and he missed a penalty against Morocco. I swear that's the same guy.
Why does this not ring any bells?
No, the guy who scored that banning goal for Wolves. With that amazing
Sarabia.
Yeah, not Sarabia, Zarabia. That's his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zarabia. But yeah, man. Look, what's been your whole thoughts of Tottenham? Recent downfall, bro.
Well, yeah. I mean, I understand why a lot of Arsenal fans didn't want these lot to win the league because their fans always puff up about their players and that. I mean, how many points did they finish below us last season? I'm going to try my best to remain objective because I'm sure there could be Tottenham fans absolutely hammering me. So I'm going to remain level-headed and actually speak the truth here. I think Tottenham are missing a striker like we are. You can't rely on Son to bail you out every week because he's going to pick up an injury as well. And who have they got? I mean, Richarlison's injured as we're speaking, so who have they
All they
got?
got is Brett.
That Argentinian geezer.
Yeah, the Argentinian guy. That's it.
Yeah, but let's be totally honest here, Tottenham fans. Right, even though I'm not a Tottenham fan, as you can tell. Right, let's be honest. When Son isn't scoring, what else does he do up top? Because his hold-up play, I don't think he's the greatest. I don't think he's the best at taking on players anymore because he is 31, 32. Like, he's getting on now. You're going to have to replace him at some point. So, I don't know. It won't surprise me if Tottenham actually go in for a striker in January and maybe have a look at an Ivan Toney, which shouldn't be the case. Arsenal should be all over that deal in January. But still, I think Tottenham need a striker, like a world-class striker, because they haven't replaced Harry Kane. They need a backup centre-back to Van der Ven, right? It's like basically Arsenal from last season. They have a couple of injuries and then they crumble. They fold like a pack of cards because their fringe players are not good enough. Like Eric Dyer, Ben Davies, Emerson Royale playing out of position. Who else they got? Højbjerg. Like,
Yeah.
I think they spent over 40 million for that geezer.
Yeah.
And we were told he's an absolute warrior. Viking, they called him. But he's not good enough. And for me, although I do rate Basuma very highly, I've got to be honest, and it does annoy me he is down the road at them lot, but at times he has disciplinary issues. Right? Half of the time he is suspended. Last season, picked up a ton of injuries, right? Ton of injuries under Antonio Conte, but again, Conte was manager and he was mismanaging all players. This season, he's been suspended, twice already this season. Twice. And one of them was a dive against Luton. So I don't think Basuma is exactly reliable either. So, look, I think it's worrying times for Tottenham. I'm hearing that the Van der Ven injury is worse than they first expected. Like, he could be out until February, March.
Yeah.
So it's not looking good for Tottenham, especially when they've got Villa coming up at the weekend, and I think Man City the week after. I mean, it's going to be a rough couple of weeks for Tottenham, and yeah, as you said, you can tell I can't stand these Tottenham fans. The moment they play someone who are decent, and let's be honest here, Wolves, if they had an out-and-out striker as well, they could have buried them lot in the first half. Like, they were the better team. Let's be totally frank here. They were all over Tottenham for large portions of that game, and they definitely deserved to win the game. But I still think Tottenham need a whole host of, signings in January. I'm not saying do a Chelsea and spend, what was it, 600 million in January on players. I just think they need to strengthen the most important positions that you need in the Premier League, especially, and that is the centre back area. And I guess you've got to address midfield as well, because when Basuma's missing, who's suspended by the way, for next game against Villa, I believe, then you've got Højbjerg coming in. Like, again, remember expressions, yeah? Yeah, this guy called him Hoy Busquets. At the moment, he's Hoy Burger getting flipped on a barbecue. That's who he is. He's awful. And as you said, Spurs fans always get on this hype train every time they get a result. Oh, Romero's so much better than Saliba. Kulusevski's so much better than Saka, and Son's much better than Martinelli. Am I missing anyone? Basuma's better than Declan Rice. It's just chalk and cheese, mate.
I mean, you look at the. I mean, for me, it's not all rainbows for them because I go back to some of their games at the start of the season, right? I remember against Sheffield United when I swear they scraped two
Yeah,
last minute goals to beat them. I
they
think
couldn't
it
even beat
was
us at the Emirates
yeah,
with half of our team out injured.
yeah. I think obviously, and they scraped against Luton, and they obviously I don't know how they beat Liverpool as well in the end, but they ended up beating Liverpool. So it's not really been as good as they make it out to be. Let's be real with it.
No,
But I wanted
because
to ask
Arsenal
you,
was just pure dominance, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Arsenal were just pure dominant last season, game after game. In the first 3 months of the season, it was just pure vibes. But as soon as they pick up results and they what was the soundtrack? Bloody I'm loving big engines. Like that's that's all they're calling vibes for. Like it's just embarrassing the state of that football club. If you talk to honest Tottenham fans, humble ones only, who have elite mentality and actually understand the concept of winning, right?
Mm,
They would have told you we had arguably the best chance of beating Arsenal at the Emirates and we fluffed it.
100.
Because although we could have easily won the game in the end, although we were shocking,
Yeah.
we should have put our chances away, especially in the first half. We should have been out of sight. So,
Mm,
look, this isn't me being totally against Tottenham because I'm an Arsenal fan. It's just the truth. I don't think they've been as good as people as people have made them out to be. They're not that good. Trust me. And
mm.
you know, it all depends on whether their owner, as known as Grew from Despicable Me, will stump up the money to back this guy, because I think they have got a good manager in charge.
Mm,
It's just I don't know whether they're going to win any trophies, because this guy, although he is good and the football I do enjoy watching, to be fair, he's not a born winner,
mm.
and I could be wrong.
Yeah,
And
but
I
they had
hope,
ball winners in the past, like Mourinho and Conte, and they still couldn't win anything. You know.
yeah, but if you give Mourinho that Spurs team with Madison in it, like let's be honest, Conte and Mourinho couldn't play with a cam, right?
Mm,
Conte played three at the back every game, didn't he?
yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
gave Conte Madison last season, and obviously they still had Kane, then maybe Tottenham would have actually shoot up would have climbed up the table. Sorry.
Mm, yeah.
So I don't know. I think Madison was the key indicator for that Tottenham side, and so we're seeing it this season. And the moment he comes out, they're not getting results. And
Mm,
like he
yeah.
wasn't even playing when they played. Was it Fulham in the Carabao Cup?
Yeah.
And they still lost. So
Mm,
obviously, this is Spurs' best start to the season in decades. Yet they're still below Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. This is
yeah. There
why
we
I
go.
told these Spurs fans to not jump on the bandwagon straight away. I'm so proud of the team who fought for 9 men against Chelsea, who are 12th in the league. Man played a high line at the halfway line. They were actually closer to the bloody match tunnel than they were at the edge of their own box, which you should be doing with 9 men,
Facts.
right? That they actually had defenders on the pitch, right? And look, if they would have defended when they went down to 9 men and they still lost, then you can't pin that on the manager. But Jesus Christ, on your own halfway line, who does that? right? I mean, I spoke to a couple of Tottenham fans, and they were going on about, well, Liverpool had centre backs on the pitch, right? They brought on 5 defenders. Well, you had defenders on the bench as well, mate.
Mm,
You didn't bring them
mm,
on. And bear in mind, you've still got, well, you still had, sorry, Højbjerg, Emerson Royale, Eric Dyer, um, who's the right back, Porro.
yeah.
Like these are Premiership defenders, and I would say 2 of them are international footballers. They've played in the Premier League for long enough, and as I said, they are defensive players. So they've got to hold out there, right?
Mm,
Especially when Chelsea's main threat is pace, and
facts.
you do that. Like it's scary. I would be hammering Arteta if he did that.
Yeah.
But because the boys fought hard, we can be proud with 9 men for about what, um, 10 minutes?
Mm,
Did they hold on with 9 men? And to
no,
be fair,
no,
they could have salvaged something in that Chelsea game. That would have been that would have been the funniest thing.
yeah.
But let's be honest. If Jackson knew how to finish his dinner, then again it could have been double figures. But
Right.
luckily he can't, and that was a proper stat pad for real. That Jackson hat trick, 9 men, man pulls out the Sue. Like, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
But honestly, I could
I,
be here all day speaking about them lot.
yeah.
So
I just look at it, I think just look at the difference though between, their fans getting all the big and saying, "Oh, we're in a title race" compared to Arsenal last season. And you make a great point. We were dominant last season. Even when we got injuries, though, I remember Jesus had the injury winning in Nketiah, and it's a big game against Man United, and we still ended up winning against Man United. Look at Tottenham; they have
yeah,
one injury.
yeah, we even took them lot out as well
Yeah,
without
exactly, exactly. They have one injury, and it all goes crumbling down. That is a big difference, and it's always been like that, for Tottenham. And I reckon it'll continue like that because they're at the Carabao Cup. In my opinion, that's probably like the best trophy they could have really won this season. Because they
Yeah,
certainly ain't gonna obviously. Well, they ain't got Europe as we know. FA Cup, I don't see them winning it, and Premier League no chance. So they're once again gonna go trophyless this season. But I just want to quickly big up. This is my man's a real one, by the way. Big up
yeah,
Robbie. He is actually a real Tottenham fan. Like he actually says how it is. So big up to you, man. Big up Joshua fans needs to remember with our preseason expectations and the fact we started of this. We'll start with a rebuild. Anything above 8th is progress with a team that cares and plays good football. Um, for me, right, I think. I do agree with Royal. I do think Postecoglou is a very good manager, to be fair. I do think he's a very good manager. And yes, I would admit you guys have been playing some decent football. But at the end of the day, you lot last time you won a trophy was what year was it? 2000 and is it 10? I can't even remember. It was fucking years ago, mate.
their
The
last
last
league title was when TVs were black and white.
we've won more league titles at Tottenham's home ground than they have.
I know, right?
Literally. Like that is embarrassing,
The,
for
the only
you.
ceremony they've had was when they opened up that metal bad metal bed pattern you call a stadium.
Yeah, literally, man.
That's all they did. That is all
Literally.
that they have done in that bloody stadium, and that is bloody presenting it. Like they're claiming that they've signed top players. Top players, what?
Mm,
Who have they signed? Who has been top other than Madison
Madison,
could
yeah,
become,
Madison,
yeah, he's going to become a top player.
yeah.
But other than that, who have they actually signed in that stadium that have turned out to be top players? I
Mm,
mean, don't say Romero. Don't even think about bringing up his name. There is no way he is a world-class defender. And they were comparing him to, I believe it was Vertonghen and Alderweireld. Like, what? Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, as I said, man, it's the issue of the Tottenham people. Big up the chat as always. Yeah, we're gonna move on to you lot now. We're gonna move on to the Chelsea, because yeah, mate, I know you keep it real, yeah, but I've seen a bunch of your fan base on Twitter. Chelsea are back, all that stuff. So which is why I put it, as the title. But look, Chelsea fans, yeah, you still need. Well, for me, you still need another striker, because that Jackson guy, yeah, he's a beast like Aubameyang. He is so overhyped, so overrated in my opinion. I do not rate him one bit.
I wouldn't put too much disrespect on Aubameyang.
Oh yeah. My bad, Pierre, bro. Yeah, because Aubameyang actually carried us. Yeah, it's just fact like he went to Chelsea, which really winds me up still.
But it wasn't his fault though. Like, he had no choice. Barcelona had to get rid of him, and Chelsea was the only other option. So, what should he have? What should he have done? Retire?
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
That's a fair point. But as I was saying, man, like Jackson for me, don't rate the guy whatsoever. So you guys still need a new striker. But what I will say is definitely your forms. You know, you have looked a lot better. It's kind of like your team is gelling together now. Now I understand Chelsea. You know, you're stuck with injuries. We know you've not even seen Lavia play yet for you guys. I think obviously Broja's coming back for you guys. You know, Reece James is back, and you know, well, if he stays fit, you know, you've got a really good player on your hands.
And Nkunku.
But yeah, and I forgot about the main guy. Yeah, and Nkunku as well. We've never seen Nkunku play. So yeah, I know they're stuck with injuries. But it does look like over the recent couple of results for them, and just some of the football and some of the players are really turning up. I think Cole Palmer has been fantastic for them. I think Sterling's found his form for them. But what I will say is Chelsea fans do not jump on the bandwagon just yet. All right, because I've seen your fixtures. You've still got a tough couple of fixtures coming up. I know you've got to go Newcastle away as well. That'd be a very tough game. You've got Man United as well at Old Trafford. So do not jump on the high horse just yet. But you know, you guys beat Tottenham, and obviously the Man City game was unbelievable. One of the best games I've seen in quite a while. But yeah, what do you think about Chelsea? You know, recently, Rory, are they back?
I can't lie. I think in the Man City game, that was the best I've seen them play in like 2 years.
Yeah,
I can't lie. I think Palmer has been balling out for them, and I can admit that. But I'm seeing early comparisons of him and Bukayo Saka already, and I'm like, both of them are young players. Why is this even a debate in the first place? Right? As brilliant Saka is, he still needs time to develop, and he is going to get better. Right? It's the same with Palmer. He just burst onto the scene. Man's played less than 25 matches, and they're already hyping this guy up. Right? He's stat padded 4 penalties in 4. So by that logic, we can then say Odegaard has been better than Maddison so far this season, because he's stat padded penalties in, hasn't he?
Yep.
So who cares? And this is the same Saka that has been stinking out the gaff so far this season, picking up goal involvement after goal involvement in the Champions League. In fact, he's got more goal involvements in the Champions League than any other player in the Champions League for a start. So I don't know. I don't know what was in their cornflakes this morning, but honest to God, they are chatting breeze, absolute breeze. Like, Palmer can't even lace Saka's boots at the moment. Right?
Yeah,
he can't. There's no comparison whatsoever. Right? I'm taking this version of Saka than bloody Cole Palmer right now.
Because, any day.
Yeah, what has Cole Palmer got that Saka hasn't? Other than, don't say a Champions League, because therefore you can say Phillips is better than Declan Rice.
Yeah, we're talking player by player. You know,
Yeah, although
like,
Declan Rice has won a European trophy, hasn't he? But a
yeah,
Champions League and then Conference League
yeah,
level. But still, like Scott Carson's won the Champions League. So don't come at me and say, oh, he's won the Champions League more than Bukayo Saka. Man played like 2 or 3 games for that City side in that season. He played less than Calvin Phillips, I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
So there's no comparison right now. But look, maybe we can have a conversation at the end of the season and see where both of them are at. But right now,
No
stop
chance.
making fools of yourself on social media. It's just embarrassing. Like Henry Wright on TikTok.
I know,
He's
bro.
rent
What
free.
are you chatting
He has
about?
Arsenal rent free in his head, man. Every time he's talking about us, he sucks off League Honor way too much. Like, at least I'm not a bloody Tottenham fan that has 2 Arsenal legends in your name.
Henry Wright.
It's
Oh,
just,
mate. Exactly. Even the Chelsea fans just admitted it, bro.
yeah,
100. It should be
everyone.
a debate, bro. I'll be honest.
I think everyone knows. Like, I'm pretty sure Lee Gunner would hammer him as well. Like, what on earth is he talking about? He's actually believing in his own crap. Like, that has to be the worst opinion since I saw Man United fans the other day predicting us to finish 8th this season. Like, real talk, it's just first it's Arteta getting sanctioned. Secondly, Palmer's better than Saka because of 4 penalties scored. And then, you know, Romero's better than Saliba, this, that, the other. Like, where are they actually getting these facts from? Like, football is not always based on stats. I use my eyes set to watch football games, right? Watch the actual game of football, right? And tell me how Palmer has brought more to Bukayo Saka, brought more, sorry, than Bukayo Saka. Saka was doing it at 18 at left back.
No,
Left back, and he
left back.
was
Yeah.
still collecting goals and assists. So you could imagine playing Palmer at left back in that Chelsea side, and they would be fighting relegation.
Facts.
I mean, I don't know. It's just embarrassing at this day and age. But the thing is, Chelsea, I don't even know who they've got next. But knowing them, they'll win all of their games. I do know they've got a tough run, but
Yeah.
knowing them with, I think they've got Liverpool in that. In fact, no, I think it's Newcastle in one of the. Hold up.
Yeah, Newcastle, Man United are in there as well.
So Newcastle, Brighton, Man United.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are their next 4 games. So knowing Chelsea, they'll win all 4 of them and then lose to Sheffield United at their own ground. Because that is just Chelsea. They lost to Brentford after drawing to Arsenal, and then they put up a great fight against the treble winners. And I don't think, is there another team that I'm forgetting? They didn't lose to Liverpool either.
They lost to Forest as well, didn't they? At the bridge.
There you go.
Yeah.
So they're a funny team, man. And I don't know, that they're going to be a yo-yo this season. At one point, they're going to be above the top half, and then they're going to be straight back down to earth. That is what I'm predicting so far this season. I think they will actually become a yo-yo, perform in the big games, but as soon as they come up against a low block, they struggle because they can't finish for toffee. So, I don't know. You're confused if you're a Chelsea fan at the moment. You can perform against the Liverpools, Cities, the Arsenals, but when you come up against Nottingham Forest at home,
Mm.
it's like you're down to 5 men, and that sounds weird. That sounds mad sus.
I mean, I wanted to ask you about Pochettino for Chelsea, right? And if you actually rate him as a manager, for me, right, I think I've seen this guy mainly at 2 clubs. Obviously, where we saw him at Tottenham, he got them to the Champions League final. Obviously, he lost that, and again, he didn't win anything with Tottenham. At PSG as well, did he even win? I think he won the league at PSG, and
Yeah,
that was it.
Southampton.
Oh, sorry, Southampton as well. Yes, he was at Southampton. But do you really think Pochettino is the right man for Chelsea? Do you rate him as a manager?
Not really. I mean, when he was in the reckoning for the Arsenal job when we sacked Unai Emery, I'm like, no,
Yeah.
don't you even think about going after him, right? If you're Arsenal Football Club, you don't do a George Graham and appoint a Judas as a manager. You don't, although it would piss Tottenham fans off. So I kind of wanted it in that sense, but as a manager, the guy's a serial loser. I don't think a team like Chelsea Football Club should be having a manager like that. They won the Champions League only 2 years ago, right? And this is what they've got up to now. They brought in a serial winner in Thomas Tuchel, and then in the space of a year, they've lost Abramovich, they've lost Tuchel, they've had Graham Potter, bloody um, Frank
Yeah,
Lampard,
Lampard. Yeah.
and now they've had Pochettino in this Bowley reign. They've had what 3 managers? 3 managers in the space of 12 months. It's just ridiculous. And the thing with Pochettino, like every time, whenever you have him as your manager, there's always a manager bounce, like there is with any other manager you appoint. But it always ends sour. It's always an L. You look like you look like an absolute mug when it doesn't work out. So I don't know. I think in terms of the football, it isn't terrible, but at the end of the day, football is a results business. Like I wouldn't care less if Simeone took charge. We defended the whole season, conceded no goals, but got flipping relegated. Then, like, it would not bother whatsoever. No, not relegated, but oops, slapped my mic there. But I meant
Win
if
the
we were
league.
going to appoint Simeone,
Yeah.
defend the whole season, but win the league,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
yeah,
100.
we've won a trophy. But if you draw 38 games, you lose none, but you play attractive football, then you get relegated, don't you? No one cares. Like who's actually cared about how Arsenal have been playing?
Mm,
They just care about us bottling the league. That's
mm,
it.
mm.
But every time Tottenham come up with an exciting brand of football, it's oh my god, they're cooking, right? Even if they don't pick up a result, oh my god, they're cooking. You know, I don't get it, but again, I think, as I said, Chelsea will be a yo-yo this season, and I actually predicted them to finish in the top 4, and now they're just so unpredictable. Like you don't even know their starting lineup at the moment. You can't predict it. Even with
Exactly.
injuries, you just can't predict it because they spent £1 billion. Like, I don't
They,
know. They're a
you
funny
know,
club.
yeah, as you baffles that's the thing that baffles me the most is they spend that much money, 1 billion, and they're still in 12th or 11th, wherever they are. You know, and then
Yeah.
last season they missed out on Europe. It is. I mean, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be livid. But yeah, as you said that, about the managers, they had like 4 different managers in, got rid of Thomas Tuchel. Now, some Chelsea fans said that they should never got rid of Thomas Tuchel. I actually rate him as a manager. I thought he was a decent manager.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I'll take him at Arsenal.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's a
To
quality
replace
manager.
Arteta when he
Um,
eventually leaves.
but this is but to be fair, they are known in it for sacking their managers every single time. The amount of managers, it's like Real Madrid, in it. They just do that pretty much every single, well,
Yeah, but
twice
they
a
appoint the same manager, don't they?
yeah, pretty much. But
How many seasons did they have Zidane? They
yeah,
sacked him,
Ancelotti as well.
and then he came back.
Yeah.
Ancelotti got sacked in 2015,
And then he came
and
back.
then he
Yeah,
came back.
yeah.
I start my mic again. Sorry if anyone heard that, by the way.
but yeah, look. I mean, what I've seen with Chelsea fans is so much diverse opinions about. Obviously, I think the main thing is they can't stand that owner, Todd Bowley, because obviously under Roman, they were, to be fair, being pretty successful. To be fair to them, they were competing, but ever since Roman's got this sort of, and they've got this Bowley guy, and he's clueless, as we all know. But personally, I agree. I reckon you can't predict really where they're going to finish. They certainly won't be in a title race. Yeah.
No.
I mean, top 4, probably not, to be honest, because I do think there's better teams above them. Like even someone like Aston Villa, I do think is better than Chelsea. They're doing a lot better than Chelsea, I think. I think even Brighton might finish above Chelsea. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I reckon I'd be lucky to get conference, to be honest, mate. I really do.
Yeah.
But if I honestly, Chelsea fans, you should be living. You spent $1 billion, and you're still in this position where people say, "Oh, still a rebuild and all that stuff," but you don't spend $1 billion and you're stuck in 12th and finished 10th last season.
10th.
Yeah,
10th apparently they were.
They're on their 10th now. Well done, Chelsea. But yeah, but you just don't do that, man. And still they need. I'm spending $1 billion. They still need more positions. They still need another striker. Jackson is useless. They probably do need more defenders as well. I don't. Yeah, sorry, Chelsea fan. Apologies, mate. You are 10th. But yeah. Anyway, they're not back, are they, Rory?
No.
Chelsea? They're not back. So
they'll be back, and as I said, they'll win their next 4 games and then lose to Sheffield United at home. Exactly. Just watch them.
Typical. That's typical Chelsea.
And I think they've got Everton as well. They'll lose to Everton.
Oh yeah. That's like sort of like a bogey side for them as well. I'm pretty sure, because
the Frank Lampard's derby.
Oh my god, yeah, exactly. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the last little bit. I want to just dive into a few other leagues quickly around the world, right? And there's 2 teams I want to get your thoughts about, right? Obviously, Girona in Spain.
Girona.
Sorry, Girona. I can't say it right. Girona in Spain are absolutely smashing it at the moment. Yeah, it's still early days, but this team, by the way, I think last season were newly promoted as well. I remember the season when they got relegated like 2 years ago. So it's insane, how they're currently top of the league. And I'm looking at some of their players as well. I can't really name a lot of them. I think they got Daily Blind.
They lost their top scorer.
They
lost their top scorer as well this
summer.
Oh,
was it? Who's the top? You know his name?
Let me just double check. This may take.
Yeah, while checking that, Daily Blind is obviously came in for them. Eric Garcia they signed from Barcelona. Other than that, they got this Ukrainian guy up front who's doing the business for them, to be fair, this season.
Yeah.
So it's
Hold on, I still can't find his bloody name. Hold
on. But yeah, what I will say is that the game they've lost is obviously against Real Madrid. Real Madrid did in the NB Girona. I think they won like 3-1 if I can remember correctly. So I don't think they win the league, but yeah,
His name.
he still can't find his name, man.
Oh, is it him? Tati. Oh my God, Tati Castellanos. Have I pronounced that right?
Uh,
Apparently, it's him.
how do you spell it?
What is last name?
Oh wait, Tati Canale. Oh yeah, he's yes, he's gone.
Yeah,
I think he's at
Castellanos.
Lazio now. I think he's gone to Lazio. Yeah, he's 25 years
No,
old.
no, I think he's hasn't he gone back to New York City?
Oh, is he at New York? Oh,
Hold on. Oh no, he is at Lazio.
he is at Lazio. Yeah. So yeah, he's the main guy that they lost. But I mean, what's been your thoughts on Girona, man? I mean, and also
Well,
not
yeah, I
just
mean,
them.
you summed it up. I mean, they've lost a lot of their players. Their top scorer, I believe they've got a new manager in as well. The
Yeah,
geezer up top, Dovic, how
yeah.
do you say his name? Honestly, they've got so
No,
many Wi-Fi passwords in their
yeah,
team. It's
it's
unbelievable.
mad. It is mad.
Apparently apparently he's balling out at the moment. If I look up his stats, oh my days, I literally can't spell his name. So DV, fucking hell. I was like DOVKBK. Oh, I can't even.
It's the Ukrainian guy, right? The one up
Yeah,
front.
I'm trying to. DOVBYK. Okay.
Yeah, 7 goals and 4 assists so far for him this season. So
Yeah, I mean,
he's
uh,
smashing it for them.
11 goal contributions in 13 matches. I
Yeah,
mean, Ukraine's future is in safe hands. They've got that guy on the right hand side, Gankov, again, probably butchered his name,
yeah,
but he's pretty decent. As you said, Daley Blind is very good for experience. He's gone and done it in the Champions League with Ajax. I'm trying to figure out who else they've got. They've still got Stuani, haven't they?
Is he the Romanian guy?
No, not him. I think the guy used to play for Liverpool.
Oh, all
Hold on,
right.
let me just double check their players and see.
Let me get the
So
team.
Eric Garcia plays for them.
Yeah, former
They've
Barca.
got the Gazaniga geezer from Tottenham.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Stanju, who played for Romania, I think he's the
oh yeah,
Romanian guy. Yeah,
yeah. So Stuani still plays. How old is he?
fucking
I
hell.
swear he used to play for Liverpool, right? He's 37.
Is he 37? Wow.
Yeah, I believe he played for Liverpool. Let's just double check. No,
Wow.
he didn't. What? I swear to God, he played for Liverpool. Fair enough.
There we go.
but
Apparently didn't. Apparently didn't.
but yeah, they're playing really, really good football at the moment, and I don't think they are going to win the league. I think their first loss came against Real Madrid, so they're not
Yeah.
unbeaten. But look, Girona have every chance at the moment, and look, it's nice to see underdogs actually, giving it a go this time. Like the Premier League has suddenly turned into the Bundesliga, La Liga, where it was just Real Madrid, Barcelona challenging for the La Liga every title, maybe Atletico Madrid to an extent. Bundesliga was, of course, won by Bayern every season, since, of course, Bayern took all of Dortmund's players. And now it's flipped. It's weird. Now we're seeing Girona going for the league, Bayer Leverkusen are top
Yeah.
of Bundesliga. I mean, to be fair, at one point Tottenham were top of the league, but obviously that's not going to happen. Man City have taken over. We all know what Man City are going to do after Christmas. They're going to go on a 15 unbeaten streak, which is going to be frustrating. But
Yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But yeah, guys, I've been impressed with Girona because, as I said, this is the same team that 2 seasons ago we were playing the second division of Spanish football. So their uprise is absolutely insane.
no, it was Middlesbrough, wasn't it? That's
Yeah,
Girona'S played for.
Stirani, Middlesbrough. There we go, not Liverpool. There we go. But yeah, talking about a few other teams in La Liga, right? Obviously, you got Real Madrid. Real Madrid, Jude Bellingham's absolutely on smoke, man. He's absolutely ripped it up there. Unbelievable player for them. But Barcelona, man, I feel like they've had a dramatic downfall recently, and with Xavi as their manager as well, for me, he's a bit hit and miss as a manager because I looked. Even Champions League, they lost to Shakhtar as well. I don't know if you saw, they lost to Shakhtar. 2 seasons in a row now, Xavi's got them locked out of the Champions League and dropped them down to the Europa League, as we know. If they don't make it out of the group, surely he's got to be sacked for them, surely.
Well, I think Barcelona will get out of the group, but mate, their team. I mean, Lewandowski. I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, I think it's time for him to retire. He's a hamster on his last legs, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because he was unbelievable. But at Barcelona, I mean, he's been ruined, if you ask me. I mean, Xavi doesn't really play an exciting brand of football. I remember when, Aubameyang actually signed for them from us, and he was actually, balling out there.
Mate, he ripped it up, man. He smashed it, to be
Yeah,
fair.
and I feel like he was the key to Xavi's philosophy. I mean, Barcelona battered Real Madrid 4-0 that season.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty remarkable that Barca were actually doing that under a manager that hasn't really got much experience. Like, obviously, he was a legend, one of the best midfielders of our generation. But look, as a manager, I feel like it's a bit of a tactical dinosaur. I don't think Barcelona go for the big money signings anymore. I mean, he had Eric Garcia at one point. They signed Oriol Romeu in the summer, like ex-Southampton footballer.
Oh my god,
And this is Barcelona. Who else? I mean, they signed Cancelo, which was a good signing.
João Felix as well was a good signing.
Yeah, João Felix. I mean, I don't know. Barca seeming to be going backwards, and obviously we all know the depth issues they've got, where they just can't afford any players, unfortunately for them. And I don't know. It just so happens that the best front three I have watched of my life in MSN could end up in the MLS.
Wait, Suarez is going to MLS.
Suarez is going to Inter Miami, so we're just waiting for Neymar, hopefully, to then go to Inter Miami.
Man, no way. One last dance, man. That'd be insane.
Honestly, I can't think of what Barcelona have. Well, not just Barcelona, but their fans have gone through over the last 2 seasons. Not being able to sign anyone because of their depth issues. Losing Messi must have hurt, like really hurt. Who else? Suarez was the one that really hurt them. They had to get dragged through the whole Ronald Koeman era, which was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to feel bad for Barcelona fans at that stage, and I felt like Xavi actually got them back to, well, somewhat-ish, where they belong. When Aubameyang came in up top, and Ferran Torres is another one who came in through the door.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't a great signing in the end. So
Adama Traore as well. Do you remember Traore who came in for
yeah,
them?
yeah. Jordi Alba's another one that they've lost.
Yeah.
So I don't think any of their players are going to last long anymore. I don't think De Jong's going to last. Um, who else? Lewandowski's probably going to retire.
I mean,
And they're going to keep all of, the deadwood they currently have in this squad. Like,
they're currently literally relying on a 16-year-old kid in it in the Yamal
what's
guy,
his name? I can't remember his name. Off the top
Lamy
of my head.
Yamal, Lamy Yamal or something.
Oh yeah, him.
He's 16. He's because they got no one to play there. They've got no one to, and they're playing this guy called Lopez as well. In because I think Gavi's injured, and even Gavi and Pedri, they've not been the same as they were. Last season. It's
Yeah,
just been all
I
decline.
can't lie. I don't know why they decided to loan out Ansu Fati.
Yeah, and look at Ansu Fati
Brighton.
now. He's been doing well for Brighton. To be fair, he's been
Yeah,
doing well. I
and,
mean,
and
I
you
look
can
at it.
tell why. You can tell why they have to sell players
Yeah,
because they need money because they hardly have any.
yeah. I mean, I look at the defense. Yeah, Ter Stegen for me is a quality goalkeeper. He's always been
Mm.
good.
I, I,
Cancelo's
I don't think
quality.
he's the same keeper as he was again 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think he's had a drop off, but I still think he's quality. I think obviously Cancelo's Cancelo. I think he's very good. They got this guy called Martinez. I think they signed for Bilbao. Haven't seen a lot of him.
Oh no,
Kunde,
Kunde's all right. Yeah,
yeah,
he's
he's
decent.
good. He's good. Alayush for me is very overhyped, in my opinion. The
Aliyu.
yeah, that's him. The Uruguayan guy who plays right back for them. Because I watched this guy play against Colombia, yeah, and he got ripped apart by James from I don't know how James Rodriguez has got to be like 20. He's got a lot older now, yeah. I don't know how old he is. But
James Rodriguez.
man ripped him apart. When he's like a qualifier, he would completely destroyed him. And I've seen Alayush. He's good. He's good, but I think he's overhyped to my. I don't know about you, man. I don't know if you rate him, but I think he's overhyped personally.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really heard a whole lot about him.
Mm. The thing is, he plays as he plays a right back when his actual position is a centre back. So, I
Yeah.
mean, there's that as well. But yeah, Barca. I mean, they've got that Balde guy as well, who's fucking. He's rapid, bro. He's actually
Oh yeah,
rapid.
I like him.
They've still got Rafinha. Obviously, as you said, the ex Southampton player,
Jesus Christ.
and then they've got two Chelsea, Christensen and Alonso,
Oh yeah.
and then Ferran Torres.
Oh, Araujo.
That's his. Yeah, did I say Alayuj?
Yeah.
That's his name.
I was wondering who the hell is that. But yeah, I agree. He's very, very overhyped. I
Yes.
don't think he's the best centre half
No.
that Barcelona fans are making out to be. I mean, there was once a comparison, sorry, between him and Saliba. Like right now, there is no comparison.
No.
Although he's still young, I'll give him that. But still, I mean, don't forget they've still got Gundogan as well. They brought him from
Oh
City.
yeah, good the one as well. That's a
Gundogan.
good.
I was actually gutted that Arsenal didn't go for him. I think he would have been perfect
Oh,
for
we would have been
sure.
perfect. Yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree.
And then
But no.
Rafinha they
Yeah,
brought in.
yeah,
But that hasn't
Rafinha.
worked. Marcus Alonso, that's another Chelsea
Yeah,
region. That's
Alonso
great.
as well. It's mad, bro. They are really not the same team. And honestly, if we do draw them, if they because I've got a feeling Porter might actually top the group in the end. If we do draw them in the last 16, I'll be very confident we can go on and fancy our chances against Barca. This
Yeah, you
current
can
Barca
say
side.
that. I mean, I don't know. I think the Champions League knockout stages are in like February, something
Yeah,
like that. And you know, won't surprise me if we'll see Aubameyang turn up for attendance because obviously he's got Arsenal close in his heart. Like hence why he's got the tattoo. And then Barcelona, obviously he enjoyed his time there. Didn't really want to leave, but because of their financial issues, they had to move on from him. And at the moment, Lewandowski isn't banging them in. And I feel like in that season, Aubameyang and Lewandowski would have been a perfect duo. The form Aubameyang was on at Barcelona, if I'm being completely honest. So
Yeah,
I don't
agreed.
know.
Yeah, agreed. I was also want to obviously the last sort of thing, the last team I want to talk about is obviously you did mention Bayer Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso
Mm,
with our former player as well, Granit Xhaka. I mean, we saw last season, didn't we? In terms of the Bundesliga, we saw Dortmund almost do it. They bottled it on the last day. Could Leverkusen do it this season?
I mean, at least Dortmund actually lost games in that running, I believe,
Mm.
within like 10 games. So Bayern actually stood a chance of winning the league title. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on the same points going into the last day. So I don't know. Leverkusen do have a chance. They'll definitely be in the Champions League next season,
Yeah.
without a shadow of a doubt. They're still unbeaten as well. It's just ridiculous. I think the centre half that Tottenham really were keen on, Tapsoba.
Oh, he's quality. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been absolutely brilliant. I mean, I don't know about you. I would take him as a backup.
Oh, definitely
But
for
the thing
sure,
that
man.
he's left-footed, so it'll be more of a Gabriel backup. So I don't know if that would work out. Boniface is on fire
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
He's going to get a big move in the summer, I'm predicting. I don't think it's going to happen in January because at the moment he's worth 70, 80 million to them. So he's not really leaving in January anytime soon. So I'm saying summer. No surprise, probably Chelsea will pick him up if they can't get Osimhen because these men can't last more than one season till picking up a striker or whoever because that is
Mm.
Chelsea. They pick
Yeah.
up anyone after one season. So, um, look, I am missing Xhaka, obviously. Although I wasn't the biggest fan of him, the time he was at Arsenal. I think we should have replaced him, but I feel like when we had a midfield right there to challenge again, I think that was the wrong decision. Maybe we should have, you know, shipped Partey off and kept Xhaka instead. But I don't
Really?
think, yeah, maybe because that was a perfect balance. That was the perfect balance midfield last season, other than of course Declan Rice.
Mm.
There would have been Declan Rice CDM, Granit Xhaka in the holding, not in the holding, the number 8 role, and then Odegaard as the number 10. That would have been sorted for next season. But instead, Partey is very unreliable. He's hardly been fit. And whenever he has been fit, he's been shifted out as a right back. So, yeah, I feel like you can tell Granit Xhaka does 100% suit Arteta's philosophy than bloody Havertz does. And I do understand why he's brought Havertz in because he wants to play interesting football and with two cams
Yeah.
further ahead and the lone DM, it's all gonna plan out like what's the term? Like a breath of fresh air. There we go.
There
So
we
yeah, at the moment it's not been working, and ever since Arteta did take charge, playing two cams and a lone six just has not worked. Like we've tried it with
Mm.
Sambi once, didn't work. Partey didn't work. El Neni didn't work. Are we missing anyone? I think we tried it with Jorginho once, didn't work. So I feel like we are much better when we do have a balanced midfield. And there were times, even in the dark days with Xhaka, where he was out of the team and we weren't gaining much control as we should have been. So I think Xhaka is a huge miss in terms of, in these big games, it's a controversial decision, whatever, and the opposition are not happy. They're trying to start a scrap, and then Xhaka comes over to sort it out and stick up for his teammates. I think that we're missing that because I can't remember which game it was, but we were involved in a situation that was perfect for Granit Xhaka to deal with, and obviously he's not there anymore. Everyone was just standing there like statues, like, well, just leave it, innit?
Yeah.
Do you remember what game it was?
This season you're talking about?
Yeah, this season.
Was it Newcastle? Because it with
Newcastle. There we go. Where Havertz,
yeah,
that tackle went flying in,
yeah,
and the amount of Newcastle players who surrounded him because of that challenge. It wouldn't have happened if Xhaka was there. So, look, I mean, I don't know whether he is doing it at Leverkusen. At the moment, he probably is, because he is loyal still to his teammates, and it's one of our leaders at the end of the day in the dressing room, and he's one of Arteta's captains. And I can't lie, I would rather him captain again than a Jorginho, for example. That's just me. I feel like Xhaka is a much better captain than Jorginho, although the circumstances with Xhaka captain's armband was didn't end well at all. So I don't know. I mean, Xhaka is one hell of a workhorse, and I think we are missing him because of the build-up, and it's just the way it is at the moment. And to be fair, he was getting on, and 25 million was a good offer that we just couldn't refuse. And especially, Granit Xhaka wanted to move on from Arsenal. It made sense to just take the 25 million and move on, especially when we've just paid 100 million for Declan Rice. I know that this is more Arsenal than Leverkusen, funny enough, but it's been all about Granit Xhaka. But he's been, I think, the vocal point of this Leverkusen side.
Yeah.
So
right. I mean, they've got some quality players. I think that the Benfica
Ronaldo.
He's superb, man.
Yeah, I mean, Steve put in the chat like Florian Wirtz as well.
Oh yeah,
is his name Florian Wirtz?
Florian Wirtz, yeah. Frimpong as well, who we wanted to sign as well. Last summer, but yeah, this guy loves to score goals. He's very, very good. So they've got some great players, but Xabi Alonso, man. I mean, we're seeing this with like these managers who are ex-players. Like we spoke about Xavi, Barcelona, Arteta, of course, for Arsenal. I mean, there's been managers who've done it as players that have been very, very good. I mean, but they failed, like Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard. But another example of a player sort of coming into management, Xabi Alonso, doing a fantastic job, isn't he, man? I don't know about you, but I can see this guy. If he does qualify these lot for Champions League, I can see this guy. I personally think he needs to come to the Premier League, man. I really do. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know which jobs are available at the moment. I mean, that is the trouble. I mean, I was going to say Wolves, but obviously they're not going to sack Gary O'Neill as obviously.
What about West Ham if Moyes goes?
I don't think he's going to go. Last season was the opportunity to sack him, and they didn't, and it ended up being the right decision in the end because they won the Conference League. So I don't know. I think Xabi Alonso was linked with, if I'm not mistaken, before Tottenham got Postecoglou, they were looking at Xabi Alonso. I think he does need this season to then make the big move to the Premier League. That's what I will say. But other than that, I don't think he should be moving to the Premier League anytime soon. If he does perform in the Bundesliga, wins the league title, then he's definitely up for contention as manager of the year, because he's effectively came into a Leverkusen job after their previous manager getting sacked. I believe they were in the relegation zone. That they were pretty shocking, and they finished sixth, I believe, in the Bundesliga in his first 6 months. And they bought in Granit Xhaka this summer, and then all of a sudden they're top of the league, still unbeaten. So it's a weird one with Xabi Alonso. I still think he should manage elsewhere, like after Bundesliga. I think maybe he should take the job at. I'm not going to say Barcelona because he probably won't, seeing as he used to play for Real Madrid.
Mm.
So I don't know if Xavi ends up getting sacked, then I think maybe Barcelona might look at Xabi Alonso.
Say if Arteta got sacked, would you take Xavi Alonso?
Not right now,
Yeah,
because I feel like he's doing a great job at Leverkusen. You've got a project right there. Why would you leave? It's like, I'm just going to throw a random Premier League club in there. So it's like Everton trying to pull Arteta away from us, but he's in the middle of a rebuild, so he's not going to leave, is he?
Mm.
But because Arteta used to play for Everton, then that might lure him away. But obviously, it's not, because he's Arsenal, isn't he? So yeah, I don't know. Obviously, Xabi Alonso and Mikel Arteta are best mates, so that could be a little backstory of why we sold Granit Xhaka to Leverkusen in the first place.
I feel like they play as managers as well, very similar sort of tactics and style of
Yeah.
play as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, we have to wait and see. But yeah, I really hope Leverkusen do go and win the Bundesliga, because I mean we're seeing it. Yeah, it's just like year in year out, Bayern Munich dominate it, and Dortmund sometimes come close. But for me, I look to the Bundesliga, yeah, and for me, the most embarrassing thing is when I think it was when Bayern Munich literally took Leipzig's manager, Nagelsmann, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
And literally three of their best players in like Sabitzer and who's the other one? Like the main guy they took. I can't remember. There's a main guy they took who's like the Leipzig's best player. That is when I was like, yeah, this he's a
was it
pharmacist.
Mazraoui?
It might have been him,
The right back.
the Moroccan guy. I think that was him.
Wait, was he actually at?
No, but he was at Ajax. I swear he was. At Ajax.
Yeah, he was at Ajax.
I swear there's a player that they took from Leipzig, and then I was like, that's just an embarrassment. Like you can't let that happen.
I was gonna say Klosterman, but he still plays for Leipzig, doesn't he?
Hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
Let me get their squad up. I swear it was like one of the Leipzig's key players. Let's have a look. He's probably still plays now.
Let's have a look. Right.
That's it. Apuka Meccano.
Yes.
Apuka Meccano. That's the guy that they signed. Yeah, he at that time, man. I know he hasn't been at his best. I mean, the times I've seen him always make a mistake, but I know he hasn't been at his best. But that at the time, he was balling for Leipzig, one of their best players. So I looked at it, I was like, when Bayern Munich, did that, I was like, nah, this is a fucking piss take. You know what I mean? You know how? Yeah. And when was the last time Dortmund won the Bundesliga? Was it like 2012?
Back when they had Lewandowski.
Yeah, it was mad. So I really hope Leverkusen do go all the way. To be fair, they haven't actually played Bayern Munich yet, I don't think. So that'll be a very good game when they do.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, have they?
But Bayern and Dortmund?
No. Bayern Leverkusen.
Oh.
Bayern versus Bayern Leverkusen. I don't think they've played each other yet. So
yeah, but Bayern have definitely played Dortmund so far this season. And Bayern slapped
that 4-0, wasn't it? Yeah. when did they actually play? They play him at. They don't play him until. Fucking hell! They don't play him until like February. That's mad.
Oh.
That's ages away.
Are you sure they haven't played each other yet?
Mate, surely they have, because.
There's no way.
But so they must have drew because they're both unbeaten. Oh yeah, they did. 2-2 draw. There we go.
Yeah. Oh.
Allianz Arena as well. So who knows, man? Honestly, I hope Leverkusen can go all the way and win it, man. But yeah, bro. I think that's that. I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
First episode of this, people. Hopefully, we continue this. Hope everyone did enjoy it. Rory, bro, really big thanks to you for coming on and taking the time to come on today. Really appreciate it. Really did enjoy it, man. You got anything coming up on your channel? I know it's an international break in it now, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know when I'm going to be doing this. When I'm going to be doing this Correct an Idiot show. I might do it at the weekends, to be honest.
Yeah.
Where there's no football on. Next week, perhaps singing contest.
Come on.
And
it's my time to shine, people.
You're not getting away with it this time. Do you want to do it on your channel or should I do it?
Yeah. Do it on. We can do it on mine, people. Yeah. You know what?
Okay, mate. I've got 4 songs prepared. In fact, no, 5.
I think we'd do the stream with the Emirates lineup. You know the thing we discussed, like doing the Emirates players lineup thing, like best Emirates era lineup or whatever. That type of stream or a quiz or whatever. We'll do it on that. We'll do it at the end of that.
Oh my god!
I can't wait for it, man. Yes, I'll put some lineup as well. Don't worry, man. I will be doing it as well. So, but yeah. Are you gonna enjoy England's against? I don't even know who you guys are playing. You guys have got Malta.
I think it's Malta and Macedonia. No, not Macedonia. Yeah, I think it is Macedonia. You know, after when you've played Macedonia, we then play Macedonia afterwards. No, I'm not looking forward to it. Honestly, I would love to use them blinds as a duvet. Like. That's probably what I would do from watch England.
Mate, especially when you're already through in it. Like, there's literally 0 point. You know, you're literally playing part-time shop assistants and plumbers. Like, no doubt he'll still play Saka, like, wouldn't he?
Yeah, like who the hell are Malta?
You know. I cannot say the same thing about Macedonia because we don't know what happened in Macedonia.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, bro, I actually am. You know, mate, we played him 3 times on a history, and we've not beat him in all 3 times. It's a curse, bro. It's a curse.
No, I swear you drew last time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we haven't beat them. Like, obviously we lost in the World Cup. We drew 1-1. We drew 1-1 again. So it was
Jesus Christ.
It's a curse, bro. It's a curse. And plus, the team he selected, like the squad, we're missing some big players. But to be fair, Arsenal, Jorginho's in there. Happy with him. I think he deserves it, to be fair. So,
yeah.
I don't know, man.
He should have been called up anyway.
Yeah. I mean, but this is the thing. Even if we finish 3rd somehow, and that's embarrassing. If Ukraine do, then we'll still have to play in the playoffs, like the Euro playoffs, because we did so well in the Nations League. So, if we don't fucking make the Euros, especially us being the holders as well, that is beyond. Just shut down the whole country, man.
Spalletti out.
I'd love to see Luca's reaction if that ever happened. But
yeah, and by the way, speaking of Luca, he's too funny, man. I swear on that stream the other day. In fact, no, it wasn't the other day. Yesterday.
Yeah. I was watching yesterday.
Yesterday. I don't know if you were still watching. We were speaking of Santi Cazorla because have you heard that he could be retiring at the Emirates?
Is he going to play a game by the way?
I mean, he could.
Oh my god!
But like, you know, they could organise a friendly, something like that, so he can play and he'll be on the bench. Luca then said, "You know what? Give him 5 minutes against Man City." Yeah, title race against Man City. We need a goal. Santi, on you come. You got 5 minutes.
Mate, listen, he was. I swear, you said he's your favorite Emirates era player, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
just
mean,
injuries.
that guy was unbelievable, man, and he never got a proper send off. He didn't get a proper send off, did he?
No, because he was injured. He had a horrible, horrible injury where I think they had to. Oh, it was horrible, man. He had to rip parts of his tattoo that had his daughter's name, and they had to stick it on his ankle.
Oh man,
Yeah, they had to stitch it on his ankle. It was nah,
awful.
that
Yeah,
was
that's awful.
horrific. I don't even know like which game he got injured in. I think it just came out of the blue.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that was a shame, man. I mean, he kind of did get a good send off. I mean, when we did the standing ovation on Arsene
yeah,
Wenger's last game
yeah,
at home, he went round, and I think he was still on crutches.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
but don't worry, we'll stick to Luca's logic, and we'll bring him on with 5 minutes to go against Man City. Man City. I know he produced a masterclass, but man is 38, and he thought it would be a great idea to bring him on against Man City if we need a goal.
Mate, you should have clipped him. Please tell me you clipped him.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, clip him, bro. I need to see this clip. Put it in a WhatsApp group. Yeah, I need to see this clip.
Yeah.
Insane. Luca, bro.
Brother, why are my teeth so yellow on camera?
Mate, I don't know, man.
They're white. When but when I
Yeah.
go onto my camera roll, it makes it look like I've got disgusting breath.
I mean, yeah, the camera's tripping, bro. I don't know what's going on there, bro. But yeah, bro, cheers coming on as always, man.
Yeah.
And big up the chat as well. Big up, thanks to YouTube as well, taking away my fucking likes as always. Really appreciate YouTube. I mean, we was on 20, yeah. Oh, 15 now. Yay. Take away 5 likes, no reason, YouTube. Thank you so much. But anyways, typical. But yeah, we're getting out of here, people. Thanks to everyone who did tuning in. If someone watches on playback as well, big respect to you lot. And yeah, we're back tomorrow, people. International break. Can't wait for that. Just roll on when we play against Brentford, man. It is Saturday, right?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I would rather learn English with Harry Kane than watch England. So
yes. Is he also getting 3 p.m. as well? Again?
What, against Brentford?
Yeah, was it 5:30?
No, 5:30.
That's all right then. That's
Man City and Liverpool are on at 12:30, so points could be dropped. And who knows, Arsenal, I'm not going to jinx it, could be top of the league by the end of the weekend, the moment we come back from the international break, which would be brilliant, seeing as we still have to continue sitting through these international breaks. Like, international games are getting played, players are gaining experience, whereas us football fans are just sat here wanting it to end already. And we are Thursday, pretty much. Thursday, we're not even within the first week of the international break, and we want it to end already.
It's a joke, man. It's a joke. Mate, but we are 1 month away from like the Euro draw, isn't it? For Germany. Literally December they do all the draw. So yeah. So we're literally 1 month.
I don't know what the point is you watching it though.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be there.
Mate, let's just not talk about it, man. That's just like, oh, mate, we have literally, if we don't qualify, as I said, just shut the country down, bro. Yeah, I mean, to not even get out of the group. Yeah, I mean, you lot walk the group as expected. Yeah, you're already
Yeah.
through. You put your feet up. You play like your D team or whatever against Malta,
But
but
we
it's not.
won't.
But yeah, but you won't. You know,
Yeah.
Southgate will play
This
back.
is what this manager will do. He'll start his
Yeah,
first team,
yeah.
and then he'll
What?
get
What?
a boatload of injuries. Declan Rice will get injured, Saka will get injured, and we're back to square one again.
Typical Gareth Southgate ball, man. But yeah. Anyway, people, take care, everyone. And yeah, thanks for you tuned in as always. We're getting out of here. Come on, the Gunners. Roll on when we come back. And yeah, big up, guys. We're out of here. Layers.